Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meyer, the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Running a bit behind schedule here today, so we figured we'd go live and just give you an update about where we are, because I know that the masses out there are listening, and Keith Glock joined for the first, well, not the first time, but like the first official time. Like, this is it. Now you're like on the team. You're not a pinch hitter anymore. Well, first, the other thing they're going to do, you're still acting like a pinch hitter. Move this thing right up next to your face so that the masses can actually hear you. Almost like you're chewing it. That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Once you can hear yourself, you know we're doing something right.
There you go.
Tim Bartholomew, everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. First basketball game on the Meyer. Did a couple football ones, but I'm always out here watching it. Excited to be able to get a chance to announce it.
I want you to know that you were picked almost primarily because I know that, like, you'll just stand here and talk to me.
Yeah, you know,
it's a good
you're
thing.
easy to talk to, Glock.
Well, listen, I had, you know, my boy Matt Pogue the other night, and he's busy directing behind the camera today, and I feel as though we've assembled a pretty good team here, I got to say.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
As much as it pains me to praise Pogue in any way possible, the man did a good job. If you have any questions about the kind of job he did the other night, go to the Meyer game highlights from Hillsborough, which everything's up on MeyerRadio.com, by the way, because I'm going to I should probably turn that down. I'm going to throw my shoulder out, pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
That everything now is live on MeyerRadio.com. Live broadcasts, game highlights, pregame interviews with Coach Grundy. We bought a whole mess of new toys, Timmy.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, the cameras look pretty incredible. I'm excited to see what that looks like, and, you know, it's going to be a great season. I can tell already.
I believe we got the sound issues fixed, so that'll be a good thing. And I kind of buried the lead on all this, why we came on the air right now. Just started half number 2 of the JV game. It's a tight one, 26-24. Montgomery is leading it at the moment against Ridge, but a really high-level JV contest, actually, of what I've seen in the last 15 minutes or so. And if this thing gets close at the end, we'll let Pogue maybe do a little handheld camera action at the end, and we'll see what happens. We have some Meyer alums back in the house today. Mo Hassanen and Isaac Ruhr with us. And I guess we could talk about that right now, too. Tim, I know you and I are going to do the game tonight, and we're also going to be here on Saturday afternoon for the game against Hightstown. And we were not going to originally broadcast the Cougar Holiday Classic here on the 27th and 29th of December just because of some scheduling conflicts. But the alums, Mo, Isaac, Darren Wallace, stepping right in, learning the ropes tonight here with all of our new functionality, and they'll be bringing both games of the Cougar Holiday Classic to you live on the Meyer. So that's pretty exciting. I'm pumped.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them. I think they're going to do an amazing job with it. They have the knowledge. I know Darren Wallace played for a while, and so he's going to have some good insights. And I know those boys are going to do an excellent job as far as, you know, manning the equipment and all of that.
I felt bad. I kind of blew D-Wall off a little bit the other night because I was like hip deep in like video stuff,
yeah.
and I was like, he was like coming up and like giving me hugs, and I was just like, I can't hug you right now. I gotta make sure that we're not gonna screw this up, which we kind of did anyway. In any event, we're gonna step away. We'll come back. I'll make sure we give you a pretty nice length pregame. We'll bring the pregame that I did with Coach Grundy to you, just the audio. Again, if you're watching this on MeyerRadio.com, you just look right to the left, and it's the top YouTube video. It's the preview from this morning. I am dressed fabulously. I have to tell you.
Very festive.
Right?
You look very festive.
Right? And you can watch that whole interview. We'll bring you the audio of it later on. And all that will come before tip-off, Timmy. And so now this would normally be the cue where I would tell you to put some music on.
Okay.
So put some music on. We're a work in progress out there, Meyer, ladies and gentlemen. You could X out that other window there, too.
Yeah.
This is what we call getting a peek behind the fourth wall, people.
Allow or don't allow?
I don't know. I'll fix it in a minute. We're excited. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Matt Pogue, and a bunch of the alums here. We'll bring the Meyer to you coming up in just a little while once the second half of JV wraps up. Stick with us. Tip-off against Ridge in just a little while. You are caught in the Meyer. This is the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Want to turn yourself into a dominant basketball player? Then look no further than Montgomery head coach Chris Grundy and the Grundy Hoops Academy. Every 1-hour session will improve confidence, communication, and develop winning basketball players. Contact Coach Grundy at grundyk2@gmail.com. That's GRUNDYK, the number 2 at gmail.com, and schedule your lesson today. Be quiet. Pequod Communications are a professional provider of business solutions who specialize in facilitating corporate communications. They possess the necessary palette of skills, services, and technology to do so dynamically and with tangible, measurable results. That is to say, efficiency, cost savings, growth, and much more. Contact Pequod Communications at 609-951-0300, extension 125. Since 1992, Roundview Capital's goal is to be your family CFO and to provide you with the peace of mind that comes from knowing that all your financial affairs are well attended. To this end, we approach all relationships with a comprehensive and integrated framework to provide clarity and insight into the myriad and complex questions involved in managing your wealth. Contact us at 609-688-9500. Chuck Prescott at Rubin, Ehrlich & Buckley PC provides a wide range of legal services to clients from across the United States, ranging from large national financial institutions in complex multi-state financial transactions, to regional claims counsel for a national title insurance company, to local real estate developers in the acquisition and development of commercial property, to individuals buying and selling a home. All of this results in the availability of their firm to satisfy your legal needs. Contact them at lawreb.com, that's LAWREB.com, or by phone at 609-637-9500. At Montgomery Orthodontics, we're committed to providing excellent orthodontic treatment and first-class service for our patients, their families, and our referring doctors. We're committed to being the community leader in quality orthodontic care. We treat children, adolescents, and adults, and we feel everyone deserves the benefits of a beautiful smile. Contact us at montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. That's montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. Princeton Orthopedic Associates have 5 locations in the greater Mercer County area and are fully equipped with digital x-ray technology, physical therapy, and MRI tech to fully diagnose and treat the entire spectrum of musculoskeletal disorders. With a total of 25 physicians spanning multiple specialties, they are one of the largest orthopedic groups in the state. Go to PrincetonOrthopedic.com or simply Google Princeton Orthopedics and get on the road to feeling well immediately. In today's highly competitive business environment, it's no longer acceptable to leave outcomes to chance or make gut decisions. Business strategy and investment decisions must be made in the most detailed and rigorous analysis available. This is what Resonant Analytics provides: deep, sophisticated analysis of your business opportunities from the data up. We specialize in developing key business and marketing strategies based on your objectives and a detailed analysis of your underlying data. We mine deeper into your business, product, and consumer data to unearth insights that form the basis of your business and marketing strategy. The Resonant Analytics approach takes the guesswork out of the process and gets your organization from data to decision. Contact us at resonantanalytics.com or by phone at 609-759-6800. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton, offers a wide array of authentic Japanese dishes. Try our food and service today. Come in for a Japanese lunch special or during evenings for a delicious Japanese dinner. You can also online order your favorite Japanese food for takeout or catering. Our goal at Midori Japanese Restaurant is to provide an unforgettable dining experience for all our patrons. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton. Call them at 609-454-3998.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Meyer, the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Keith Block and Tim Bartholomew with you here from the Cougar Den. Timmy, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. Ready for a great game.
Outstanding. We are very happy to have you here today. And for a lot of the season, I hope. You and Pogue will tag team. And Matt Pogue is currently working the dials behind the scenes right now, which I appreciate, bringing to you everything that you are seeing right now from a video perspective. He handled that incredibly well the other night as well. We are just underway in the fourth quarter of the JV game. Montgomery JV's lead at 41-38. And Tim, tonight, Ridge comes to town, and the thing that I always know about Ridge is that they're going to be well coached. Brian Feith is one of the, in my opinion, preeminent guys here in Somerset County. We'll talk to Coach Grundy about that in a couple of minutes. You've been around Montgomery a little bit longer than I have. The rivalry against Ridge, just across sports, and you coach all 3 seasons.
Yep, absolutely.
Talk about it.
It intensifies every year. You know, they're getting better around the board in track and in basketball and football, all those things, and each year that they are more competitive with us, the rivalry gets harder and harder. You know, the basketball team I feel like is going to give it a go today. So they got a little bit of a rough start, 0-1 I believe, right?
Yeah, lost to Immaculata the other day.
But you know, you can't count them out, and it's going to be a challenging game for the Cougs. But I think that we can rise to the occasion and hang with them, and you know.
Let's talk about the Cougs a little bit. First game of the season. I will not say that it was a stilted beginning, because that's just not necessarily the correct thing.
A win's a win, right?
A win is a win, and I think that there was some bad luck and bad bounces that played into that game probably being as close as it was. That said, they held Peaburg to 41 points. And Peaburg, now this is where the new information comes in for all of you out there in Meyerland. Everybody that was feeling some kind of way about Montgomery after that Peaburg game, you should all know that Bridgewater went up to Peaburg the other day and lost by 30. Okay, so that should tell you what you need to know. Peaburg maybe a little stronger than everybody had anticipated, but that's one piece of it. Second piece, went to Hillsborough the other day, second road game in a row to start the season, played significantly better.
Absolutely. I mean, they got off to a rough start. I mean, in the Phillipsburg game, 2 for 15 from 3, and then they come over to Hillsborough and were significantly better. I don't know the exact numbers that they hit, but I think they had 5 3-pointers in the first quarter or first half. So obviously they got the better rolls this round than they did at maybe Peaburg. And for them, Peaburg to go and beat Bridgewater by 30, I mean, any team is hard to beat by, you know, double digits. And to be able to beat them by 30 is pretty impressive. So Peaburg's got to be a better team than maybe anticipated, and so the Cougars did a good job hanging them. The first game's always rough.
Speaking of playing well, the JV team just went on a run, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game, 53-43. You heard the roar in the background, and this is about as well to make sure that Amanda Bassford is happy hearing this. This is about as well as I've ever seen our JV team play. There are some players on this team.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, I know Curry is having a very good game. He's got great ball control. He's able to penetrate to the hoop and get some easy layups. There's some shooters out there as well.
Yeah, Curry, Prescott, Schar, and Schnackenberg, all really impressive. Schar has looked especially good. I think you were noticing that earlier. You were like, hang on a second, who is that?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the first quarter alone, I think he might have had the first 12 points of the game. I think all 3-pointers. So
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I could be wrong if they might not all have been 3-pointers, but he was definitely shooting very well.
That's pretty good stuff. The season early on, I guess, is kind of what there was so many things going through my head. I said that terribly right there.
Yeah.
Early in the season, almost every year, it seems that a Chris Grundy coached team comes out of the gates hot, and I think it's. You know, we say that it's because they play together all year long, and they're running things, this time of the year that other teams haven't even started to install yet because of the continuity that they have. is there a track analogy for that? Does that exist?
Well, no, but I'll tell you the thing about Coach Grundy. As a fellow coach, I admire him, and the reason I admire him is because he's able to create a family atmosphere. His teams are always dedicated to not only the coach but to each other. They're dedicated to the program, and year upon year it builds upon each other. And no matter what happens, no matter who comes in, who comes out, that they're going to have that. They're going to have that camaraderie, that teams, that team bonding. And it obviously translates to success because each year you can count on them, being in the running and being a team to look for in the standings.
Well, there's a lot to talk about in terms of who did what the other night against Hillsborough, and we can come back and talk about that. I want to get to Coach Grundy's interview that he and I did this morning from my office. So anybody that wants to push the pause button on us live here, if you're watching on MeyerRadio.com, over on the right side, just go one video over to the left, and the pregame interview from Coach Grundy with myself is there. You can watch it rather than just hear it. But for those of you just kind of rather keep us on live, I will give you the audio coming up right after this. We'll be back after that, and Timmy, you and I can put the finishing touches on the pregame, and then we will have tip-off. Boys basketball coming against Ridge right after this. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Just pause that. Well, you would think, actually, you would think that I'd be able to do this better than I just did it right here, Timmy, because I'm playing the stupid video over on this computer.
Okay.
And by the way, this is everybody. This is what happens when you leave me in charge of things.
Yeah. You're doing great, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Things get messed up. We got a dual laptop setup going up over here, and I'm playing it on the one that's not even connected to anything because I'm an idiot. Anyway, without further ado, here's the pregame interview from this morning with Coach Grundy.
There we go.
Maybe. Well, no, I'm going to restart it over because I had it on mute. All right, now we got it. There we go.
There it is.
Here it is.
Welcome back to the Meyer pregame show. We are getting set for boys basketball. Tip-off against Ridge coming up at 7 o'clock. We are joined by the head coach of the Montgomery Cougars, the 2-0 Montgomery Cougars.
2-0, yes.
Chris
Sounds
Grundy.
good. Sounds good. What's up, Keith? How are you, sir?
Well, I got to tell you that we received a little criticism after the first interview that we did. Some folks had an issue with my wardrobe, so I went to the wardrobe folks in the back and I said, all right, I need a suit this time. And they said, we have something classier than a suit for you.
It looks like you're pulling it off.
To
you, Mr. Rierig, there it is, bro. You complained about jeans, and now you get that. So this one's on you.
Coach, the other night at Hillsborough, a pretty convincing win. There were, if you wanted to put question marks to some of the stuff that was happening at Peaburg, 2 for 15 from the outside, that kind of thing. Put a lot of those questions to bed.
Yeah, no, we played well. The kids, the kids answered the call for sure. It's riding back from Peaburg. I had actually gotten a text from Kyle Howard just saying, he didn't know if mentally maybe kids were putting a little bit too much pressure on them, on the team and on themselves. And then Manigault hits the first three at Phillipsburg, and people are like, oh boy, here we go again. And then you saw the exact reverse of that. The Hillsborough game starts. Kev drives the ball real hard. That we win the opening tip. Kev drives the ball real hard to the basket, picks up a charge, which we're fine with. That's an aggressive mistake. Hillsborough comes down, box and hits a three at the top of the key, and you're like, oh boy, it's going to be a tight one. And then from that point on, it's a 21-8 run for the rest of the first quarter, and it could have been a lot worse, as everybody knows who was there, just in that first quarter. But yeah, kids responded. I was really, really proud of them. So hopefully we can carry that momentum into tonight.
Kevin Vermelt, 13 points in the first quarter, about as impressive a first 8 minutes as I've seen from him. What was it like for you guys over on the sideline?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I mean, to see your guys get going, and that's the thing about this team. We have so many options. We have so many guys who can score it that, you never know whose turn it's going to be. But we talked about, after the Phillipsburg game, how important Kyle Howard has been. And again, he was just really, really consistent against Hillsborough. So Kev had got us off to a to a really good start, 13 of our 21. And then he became a facilitator, started getting rebounds, assists, handling the ball like he always does. And then it was some other guys' turn to step up. But I just thought Kyle, again, was just really, really consistent for us, scoring and rebounding and getting steals and defending. That Draymond Green role that we always talk about for him.
One of the things I thought was it felt purposeful anyway, was you guys didn't settle for outside shots. We were commenting on a couple of times that there were some dribble handoffs that just coming off of a screen, a naturally created screen with that dribble handoff. This might be a game where down the road they just turn and pull from there. And Riley, I was giving him a hard time yesterday. I was like,
many
dude,
people are.
I was like, you really got into the lane a bunch yesterday. You want to hoist some of those up.
Yeah, exactly.
Purposeful in that?
Yeah, you know what? It's it's a good thing, as a coach when you say things and the guys listen to it. So I had told the fellas in the summer, and then again when we had our preseason team get together, where we rented out a local place, and we had food and video games, and the kids just kind of hung out. But I had told them when I gave a talk there that one of my fears we're such a good outside shooting team, but what is going to happen when the shots aren't falling? And we saw that versus Phillipsburg. The shots weren't falling, but we gutted out a really, really tough overtime win, a win that looks even better because on Tuesday night when we were playing Hillsborough, Bridgewater went up to Phillipsburg and lost by 30, which was a very eye-opening score for a lot of people. But then you come into the Hillsborough game, and you're absolutely right. We had a lot of open looks that the kids just attacked, and found each other. I mean, you think to the second quarter. I think it was the second quarter, maybe it was the first quarter, doesn't matter. Chris Rabai, they tried to go zone because we were playing really, really well against their man-to-man, and Rabaio catches the ball at the foul line. And we talk all the time about you don't just cut versus man-to-man, you got to cut versus zone too. And Ben Ubeck with a hard cut from the baseline, Chris with a shovel pass, Ben for a layup. So the cutting and the attacking mentality was really on display on Tuesday for sure.
Defensively, it was funny because Pogue loves defense. He could play defense all day and never play offense and be totally happy. And it makes for me to be able to break his stones a little bit, which is great. I felt the first quarter was so dominant, and then just the kind of the feeling of the game as it went on was I was like, okay, pulled back a little bit there in the second quarter, and then he said to me at halftime, he goes, no, there was no pullback there. Would you guys give up 8 points in the second quarter or something like that? It was either 8 or 10 or something like that, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're correct. That it was a quarter that didn't feel dominant, and then you look up and you only give up 8 points.
Yes.
That's got to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, our defense was really, really top-notch in the first half. Second half, we pulled back a little bit. I mean, you take away Hillsborough's 2 bank threes, and it's a 24-point game at halftime. Yeah, I mean, defense, as you know, man, you've been doing this a long time with me. Defense is our calling card, and we really, really brought the defensive intensity for, 8.5 quarters now. Between Phillipsburg and overtime and Hillsborough, and you just saw, and no disrespect to Hillsborough, obviously, but you just saw how by like 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, they were just exhausted because we just keep coming, man. We just keep coming. We keep, turning the point guard 2 or 3 times before half court, and that's draining. And then you got to work to get open, and then you get the ball, and is a double team coming? Is a double team not coming? Are they going to trap the corner? Are they in man? Are they in a matchup? Are they in this? Are they in that? So, it's defense is going to be how we win games, and this year, we have a lot of scorers to go along with that defense. So hopefully that's going to translate to good things.
There was something that I had commented on in the fourth quarter, as you kind of emptied the bench a little bit, that we've talked about this over the years as well, but it feels like a different conversation sometimes when we, kind of inject different personalities into it. Purposefully, you play young guys, and you see Curry coming off the bench in the fourth quarter, but we got to talk about another young guy before that was in the game way before that. Talk about Chris Rubio a little bit. I was incredibly impressed with what he brought for you.
Yep. He, you know, like I told you, you know, we have our role meetings, and myself and Coach Molars told Chris that you're going to get better every day. You're going to get better every day. And his practice on Monday was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We played against some really, really good alumni, guys that are playing in college. And Chris didn't back down, man. He hit a couple threes. He had some baseline jumpers. He ripped and scored. And the confidence is growing, man. The confidence is growing. And fortunately for us, you know, he's only a sophomore. He's only a sophomore, and he's already good. And by March, when we need him to be really good, he's going to be really good.
It's a pretty interesting thing. I watched, you know, the Ben Hubox 3 a couple of different times because I said, does that look just like a guy that shouldn't be the second or third guy off the bench at times, depending on how the rotation is going? Because he could fill it up.
Yeah, he could score. He could score. You know, it's every year I feel like Coach Bassford says, "Hey, this is going to be your guy. This guy's going to score. He's going to be able to give us valuable minutes." You know, 2 years ago it was Joe, and Joe was really, really good for Coach Bassford as a sophomore. You know, playing JV. I mean, he played JV his freshman and sophomore year, but sophomore year he was really Coach Bassford's go-to guy on the JV level. And he told me going into last season, hey, Joe's going to be a big piece to what we do. And you think back to the Phillipsburg game at home last year where he turned that game, you know, did a complete 180, and then he followed that up with the Franklin effort where he hits the three to send us to overtime. And this year, obviously, he's been unbelievable. But he said the same thing about Ben. He goes, Coach, I'm telling you, man, he's going to score. He is going to score. And there's times in practice where Ben will go off for, you know, 7, 9, 11 points in a row. And it's really, really important to have like a scoring punch off the bench. And, you know, we have a scoring punch off the bench. We have, in Ben, we have, you know, that defensive intimidator whose offensive game is obviously coming, as we all saw versus Hillsborough and Chris, you know, and then you just have two really, really solid defenders in Will Maripodi and Andrew Davino, who came into the game and, you know, they played their 5 to 10 minutes, and I told them, I said, your role is, I never know how much time you're going to play, but when you get in there, you just go all out and you play that defense the way we need you to play it. And that's exactly what they did.
I wasn't even going to talk about it because I didn't know if we would get it to be relevant today, but since you brought it up, I will go there. I commented the other day that Davino, to me, is the guy that is capable of covering that twitchy point guard that can oftentimes be so difficult to cover. Is that how you see his role being?
Yeah, I mean, I told Andrew during his role meeting, we said, you know, listen, we never know when your number's going to be called, and when it is called, it may be for a minute, it may be for 4 minutes, we don't know. You know, so just be ready. And against Phillipsburg, he didn't get into the game, but, you know, you go back and you watch the film, and I don't know if other coaches do this, but we're, you know, because we preach family all the time and everybody buying in, we do a lot of bench watching when we're watching film. You know, who's into the game, who isn't into the game, who looks like they'd rather be on the bus, you know, traveling back home. And it never ceases to amaze me how into the game our entire basketball family is, whether it's parents in the stands, alumni who are there, JV players, guys that haven't taken their warm-ups off yet, and Andrew was going nuts on the sideline. And, you know, came to work on Saturday, came to work on Monday, and then, you know, it was his time on Tuesday early. And he went in there and did exactly what we knew he was going to do and what he's capable of doing, which is play really, really tough defense, handle the ball a little bit for us, reverse it. He had one real nice attack dribble that they hit him with a travel for, but that would have been a nice layup for him. But yeah, he did really, really well for us.
So let's talk a little bit about Ridge.
Sure.
At least I've noticed through the years that, you know, anybody can be a good coach when you have Max Mahoney. You know what I mean? And you have just a guy who's just physically dominant and taking over. But, you know, Brian Feith is a guy who, in my opinion, one of the better coaches, you know, around for sure, because he wasn't just ever good when he had the Max Mahoneys of the world. So no matter year in and year out, I always feel like Ridge is going to be a team that comes in and brings it. And what are we going to expect from them tonight, and kind of how good are they this year?
Yeah, Coach Feith is a phenomenal coach, you know, and you always know that you're going to get really, really tough defense with Ridge. You know, Coach Feith prides himself on his man-to-man defense. He denies that guard-to-wing pass really, really hard. And it's tough to get into whatever it is you want to do offensively because they're so tough defensively. So we worked on, you know, different types of pressure releases and all that type of stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that and do, you know, what we worked on yesterday. But they're good. They're good. You know, they got punched in the mouth a little bit opening night against Immaculata. Immaculata got really, really hot. We're hitting shots from all over the place. And Immaculata's good. You know, they're definitely good. So, you know, but they're going to come in tonight. They have really strong guard play. They have a kid number 50, Zimma, who's, you know, 6'5", 6'6" in that area. And he does a really good job for them on the inside. Their point guard number 15 handles the ball really, really well. Is an attack type point guard. He'll give you a little shake at the top of the key or go between his legs a few times, and then he'll attack. Herrera, number 25, struggled against Immaculata, but you can tell he can play. You know, like he had a lot of shots that rimmed out, so he's gonna be real good. And then Peichel, who's the Rutgers head coach's kid, does a good job for them defensively. They have another kid, number 2, who's their 5th starter, who can shoot it really, really well if you let him set his feet. So they're tough, and he plays a lot of guys. He plays a lot of guys. He has 2 freshmen that come in off the bench, number 14 and another big. So, you know, they're definitely going to be ready. And you mentioned it. I mean, it's, you know, people want to make the Hillsborough-Montgomery rivalry thing, and, you know, I've been here 17 years now, and I've never felt it just because I didn't grow up here, and it just hasn't felt like it for me. Not saying that it's not there, because I know that it is. I got a lot of texts and emails after we beat Hillsborough on Tuesday night. So I know that that is still there for some people, but I feel like since I've been here for the last 17 years, that's the rivalry that people talk about is Ridge, whether it's basketball or football or hockey back in the day. There's that rivalry with Ridge. So they're going to come in here excited and looking to get their first win of the year for sure.
Last thing from me, coming home for the first time.
Yep. Very excited.
Yeah. What does it mean for you guys?
Yeah, we're pumped, man. We're very, very excited. Get to see the new court for the first time in gameplay. I mean, obviously we practice on it. We play on it a ton in the summer, as you know, with all the stuff that we do. But really, really excited to get home. Hopefully, a lot of students are here. Hopefully, a lot of community is here. But you know what? We always say to our guys, whether there's one person here or 1,000 people here, we're playing for the people here, the people that have worn the colors before us. We're playing for our family.
Coach, good luck tonight. Hope we'll get a win.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. We'll be back. Rest of the Meijer pregame show right after this. Tip-off coming up against Ridge. Stick with us. You're caught in the Meijer. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Welcome back to the Meijer. Keith Glock and Tim Bartholomew with you on the air. Matt Pogue is peddling the video behind the scenes. Timmy, Coach Grundy alluded to it there. I am the happiest man on planet Earth that we got a new court. The stupid-looking cougar face that was in the middle of that court, that was the dumbest-looking logo in the history of athletics.
I look sharp, man. The M is great.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it was, that thing drove me up a wall, as I'm sure you could tell. It literally looked like a kindergartner drew it by hand, and we were like, yeah, that's great. Let's use that.
I think a kindergartner did.
I think
they won a contest. I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
It was,
You know, the M is consistent with a lot of our uniforms and gear that we're wearing nowadays. You know, we don't usually get the big cougar face on as much. So.
Yeah, because it was stupid looking.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, the other thing that always puzzled me, and I apologize in advance when I offend everybody that's grew up in Montgomery here their entire lives. Why in the world are we not the Generals? We're named after General Montgomery. That's the name of the town.
Well, I mean, why are the Ridge Red Devils wearing green?
Well, I don't. I actually.
I do know that.
I know.
Too,
yeah, the paint company.
Yeah. So if you go to their stadium, they told them they were gonna wear green, but they had to keep the Red Devil.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
That has a story. No one's still ever been able to tell me why we're not the Generals. I don't know. But
you know, I don't know.
I suppose I'm a Cougar. That's the way it is.
Cougar for life.
Anyway, let's talk about Chris Rubaio for a second. We alluded to him before we took a break to listen to the interview that I did with Coach Grundy earlier today. The other night at Hillsborough, you know, Chris was a guy that was on my radar, and I was looking to see how he would kind of fare. To say that he showed up in spades might be an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, he came out in that first half and just put up some solid points, and then after that, you know, they had a comfortable lead, and they didn't have to ever really look back.
There's just a thing that I believe, and I asked Rohan about it in the preseason tip-off show that we did about, you know, what kind of confidence does it take to, like, run that alley-oop play and dunk the ball and not just catch it and score points, because there's, like, inherent fear, like, oh, if I miss, like, you know, people are going to, blah, whatever, blah, blah. Now, Rohan's 6'7", and Rubaio's 6'8", so I don't want to hear any excuses. That's number one. But number two, dude, that play from the other night, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to the highlights page just to the left of the media player right now and watch it.
Check it out.
He tracks down an offensive rebound and then fakes a little bit of a pass in the Red Sea parts. All he's got to do is go up there and lay it in. No. Second varsity game as a sophomore, he goes up and with authority, whack with the right hand.
Sends him home.
There's something inside that's impressive there. I mean, when you coach guys in track, do you feel like some guys just have that and other guys don't?
Yeah, no, it's definitely is like an innate thing that some athletes have, that competitive edge, that, you know, willingness to go above and beyond, willingness to, you know, just strike fear in their opponents. You know, when you do something like that, you're sending a message, you know.
And I keep saying it, like, we have a 6'7" star player, and like, oh, he needs a break. Well, no, we're actually not, because we're bringing in a 6'8" guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's that, and then also when you put them on the court together, that's very difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to defend it. You have two guys that tall. And you know, one thing I saw about Rohan, you know, the difference between this year and last year. As a spectator last year, I saw him play, and you could see that maybe he was a little green. You know, he not as confident, or not with his body and his ability on the court. And I mean, just watching warm-ups, watching him do the layup line right here, you can tell that he has more confidence in what he's doing. I mean, he's just dunking the ball every time on layup drills and things like that. And you know, I know there's not defenders on him, but you know, last year I don't think I saw him do that. So it speaks volumes to, you know, the type of growth that he's had over this last year.
I don't think Ridge has a superstar, but my sense is, not having seen them and only having heard about them, is that they are a balanced team from top to bottom. They have some familiar names that we know. The name Peichel clearly jumps out to you. He's a starter. He's a senior, John Peichel. And, of course, we know the name because he is the son of the head coach of Rutgers basketball team, Steve Peichel. Okay. So, you know that there's going to be, at worst, some heady, intelligent basketball being played there.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this one turns out, I got to tell you.
I mean, you know, they're going to come in hungry. They're 0-1. You know, they're coming here to Montgomery. And if you were watching the pregame show with Coach Grundy, you know, in his tenure here, this has really been the rivalry between the teams, and it's more and more competitive each year. And you know, they're going to want to beat Montgomery. They're going to want to do it.
Yep.
So, you know, I think that we're going to have that fire inside us to have that same competitive edge and the same desire to beat Ridge. So when you get those two teams that really want to go at it, you're going to get some good basketball.
We're going to have, hopefully, a color commentator who goes through puberty by the time the game's over, so your voice doesn't crack again.
Well, you know,
that's it.
It's all the yelling at track practice, you know.
Run faster.
Run
faster. Jump higher.
Run.
I love that I could supplant one track coach with another, and it just all the same jokes just still apply.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Anyway, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to give Pogue a chance to set up the camera back over on the other side of the gym and get everything going. So this way we have a pretty good experience for you guys out there. And we'll be back with, if you want to give me a little music there, Timmy?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. No,
I want to do it. I really do.
All right, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
There
okay,
it is.
Here, let's go.
Right.
Let's go with this one.
You got me? Yeah, I love it. Attaboy. All right. We'll be back. Tip-off is about 6.5 minutes away here from the Cougar Den, Montgomery and Ridge. We're excited. It's the home opener in 2018-2019. Stay with us. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Since 1992, Roundview Capital's goal is to be your family CFO and to provide you with the peace of mind that comes from knowing that all your financial affairs are well attended. To this end, we approach all relationships with a comprehensive and integrated framework to provide clarity and insight into the myriad and complex questions involved in managing your wealth. Contact us at 609-688-9500. Chuck Prescott at Rubin, Ehrlich & Buckley PC provides a wide range of legal services to clients from across the United States, ranging from large national financial institutions in complex multi-state financial transactions, to regional claims counsel for a national title insurance company, to local real estate developers in the acquisition and development of commercial property, to individuals buying and selling a home. All of this results in the availability of their firm to satisfy your legal needs. Contact them at lawreb.com, that's LAWREB.com, or by phone at 609-637-9500. At Montgomery Orthodontics, we're committed to providing excellent orthodontic treatment and first-class service for our patients, their families, and our referring doctors. We're committed to being the community leader in quality orthodontic care. We treat children, adolescents, and adults, and we feel everyone deserves the benefits of a beautiful smile. Contact us at montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. That's montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. Princeton Orthopedic Associates have 5 locations in the greater Mercer County area and are fully equipped with digital x-ray technology, physical therapy, and MRI tech to fully diagnose and treat the entire spectrum of musculoskeletal disorders. With a total of 25 physicians spanning multiple specialties, they are one of the largest orthopedic groups in the state. Go to PrincetonOrthopedic.com or simply Google Princeton Orthopedics and get on the road to feeling well immediately. In today's highly competitive business environment, it's no longer acceptable to leave outcomes to chance or make gut decisions. Business strategy and investment decisions must be made in the most detailed and rigorous analysis available. This is what Resonant Analytics provides: deep, sophisticated analysis of your business opportunities from the data up. We specialize in developing key business and marketing strategies based on your objectives and a detailed analysis of your underlying data. We mine deeper into your business, product, and consumer data to unearth insights that form the basis of your business and marketing strategy. The Resonant Analytics approach takes the guesswork out of the process and gets your organization from data to decision. Contact us at resonantanalytics.com or by phone at 609-759-6800. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton, offers a wide array of authentic Japanese dishes. Try our food and service today. Come in for a Japanese lunch special or during evenings for a delicious Japanese dinner. You can also online order your favorite Japanese food for takeout or catering. Our goal at Midori Japanese Restaurant is to provide an unforgettable dining experience for all our patrons. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton. Call them at 609-454-3998.
Welcome back to Montgomery. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue with you here in the Meijer. Let's bring you the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Red Devils of Ridge. They come into the game with a record of 0-1. They're coached by Brian Feith. Cameron Lloyd, the junior forward. Mike DeMarco, John Peichel, again, he's the son of Rutgers basketball head coach Steve Peichel. Nathan Herrera is a junior. He had a tough time against Immaculata, but not for some good effort. Coach Grundy, you heard him describe it as maybe just a bit of bad luck. And Mike Zima. He is about 6'5" or so, and he's a big body inside, and we'll see what he brings. For Montgomery, same starting lineup that you will be used to all year long. First time that we get to see the brand new home unis. All whites, green numbers, a little gold lightning bolt underneath the armpits there. It'll be Kyle Howard will start along with the point guard Riley Green. Joe Elliconi, he's kind of been Mr. Do-It-All in terms of the offensive end. The 6'7" Rohan Prakash, and all joined by the senior captain, 1 of 6, Kevin Fromell. Timmy, Kevin had 13 points in quarter number 1 the other day. It was about as hot as I've ever seen him. Is that the kind of effort that they're going to need from him every night, or do you feel like they can spread things out a little bit?
You know, I think they're a balanced team. I think at any given day, any one of those boys in the starting lineup can do and repeat that same performance. So it'd be nice if they got that kind of performance every time, but you know, other athletes on the team can definitely pick it up.
I guess I was not the only one who was kind of picking on Riley a little bit the other day for not shooting the ball and kind of getting into the lane a little bit. So I'll be interested to see if Riley's a little more willing to pull the trigger from the outside because we know that he is an absolute sniper from out there. And his range in terms of high school shooting guards, even though he plays the point for us, it's almost unlimited in the offensive half of the basketball court. It's Steph Curry-esque.
Yeah, I mean, once he gets going, too, he can heat up, and he can hit quite a few in a row. So, you know, we're going to want him to shoot if we can.
Riley's a dangerous guy. Joe Elliconi, another guy who I just love. You hear him being announced first. This is such a fun season for me, Tim, just to give everybody a peek behind the curtain. You know, the way we organize things here at the high school in terms of counselor assignments is alphabetical. So year to year, you know, you can have anybody that plays sports or doesn't based on what their last name is.
Yeah.
Green, Elliconi, Fromell, like it's all mine.
Yeah, I guess you're at the beginning of the alphabet.
Well, no, it's just been, and I'm not actually. There's Mrs. Appel is before me. I'm the second set of letters. But just a special thing for me. Curry's another one who'll be mine. You know, for 4 years. It's cool to get to know these guys and really know, not that we didn't know how hard they work, but I get to maybe have a little more contact with their families than I might otherwise, and you get to know their siblings. And I have to tell you, and I'm not just saying this because I work here or any of this stuff, this group is one of the nicest group of kids that you're going to find, and then the whistle blows. And then it's all business, baby.
They're competitors.
There was a guy, to harken back to my St. Peter's prep days, Pedro Serrano was his name. He was a safety, played football at Boston College after he graduated high school with us. Pedro was the nicest guy on planet Earth. Yeah. Take his shirt off, and then he put the football pants on, and I was like, "You are a scary man." And that was.
I know I had a couple guys like that when I played football in high school. That, you know, outside of off the football field, off the gridiron, they were the nicest guys. Who you put some pads on them and they'll take your head off.
That's it. A pretty packed gym here as we are getting set to head into the holiday break. Montgomery in the home whites. They'll go right to left on the Meijer, even though we are on the opposite side of the court. And Ridge in the road blacks, green numbers outlined in white.
Looks like we got a beach theme going on in the student section.
Loving that. Mike Zima will jump it up against Rohan Prakash. And that's the last time I'll pronounce his name right tonight. Here we go for basketball. Well, Zima got to get a little head start there. And to no avail because Rohan wins it. And Fromell will track it down in the backcourt. And here we go. The home opener of boys basketball in 2018-2019. Good part about TV is we can talk a little bit because everybody can see what the heck's going on. All the way cross court, wide open.
There you go.
Couple extra passes.
Back to Riley.
You okay? You gonna let me do my job? You do yours? What do you think?
Sorry.
There you go.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
I'm new at this.
I know you are. I like just breaking your stones. And when the ball is down the court, we'll have a steal from Ridge. Here they come the other way, Cameron Lloyd. And a great job defensively to force nearly a turnover. And Rohan, they're going to get Rohan on a foul. And that is going to send Mike DeMarco to the line for 3 shots.
This is pivotal here. Free throws, that's what makes up the difference between games, you know?
We talked about that the other day, actually, because, Montgomery has, over the years, free throws have been an on-again, off-again kind of thing for them. Yeah. And they were money the other night. Just so many good shooters on this team between Riley and Kevin and Howard and Elliconi. You pretty much can put anybody on the line and feel pretty confident.
It's discipline. It's taking the time to make the practice and going through all the steps to take a proper free throw. So, and these guys are all really well disciplined.
Well, DeMarco's missed the first 2, and he misses them all.
3.
So an empty trip, that'll get the crowd going a little bit, and Vermelt will work to play some offense. Riley and now Howard. Ridge is coming out in a 2-3 zone, and we know how you beat 2-3 zones is you shoot the basketball from the outside, so it's an interesting approach for Brian Feith. Here's a little backdoor cut. Elliconi, extra pass. Vermelt, he'll hoist from 3. No good. And the rebound will go to Zima.
It's good release. He's gonna hit those.
Oh, that's no issue there. You get a wide open 3 with your best player. You'll take that all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vermelt looking for some help. D, and Rohan's there. His first block of the game. And here comes Montgomery the other way. Elliconi driving quickly, and they're going to get a foul.
And one.
Joe Elliconi getting Montgomery started here with 6:35 to go in the first quarter. 2-0 Cougs with the free throw pending.
Solid drive. He was aggressive. I like that. He went up for it, and he was able to be rewarded by getting fouled on the way up.
The body control from Elliconi to use the Euro step to hit him in the shoulder and not in the chest to ensure that the foul was on the defense and not on him. That's a great job. Ridge will come quickly the other way. Elliconi doing a really nice job on the baseline on Herrera. Herrera now gets around him and has to dish back outside because Prakish was looming inside for him. So Ridge will settle it down a little bit now. Herrera, just a junior. He's going to be a nice player for Ridge in the season to come. DeMarco throws wildly into the middle for Zima, and it's stolen by Prakish. He'll lead the break. Up to Kevin. Vermelt, Euro step of his own. He is hammered, and he's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
That's good. You like to see him drive into the lane, especially with a 2-3 zone.
But what do you see there? You see a 6'7" guy who plays center on this team, who's probably going to be a 3 in college, leading the break. That's tough to handle if you're any team. First free throw from Vermelt is no good. Second one is good from Kevin. 4-0 Montgomery.
Got the first free throw to fall. Now we can get some more.
Full court pressure from the Cougs. Waiting to spring the trap. There it is. They throw back cross court. Good job there by Ridge. That's just a well-coached team doing what well-coached teams do, knowing where the next pass should go to break the press. Nearly a steal from Vermelt. And now we will get one. That's exactly what Montgomery wants out of this defense.
It's just Rohan being in the right place.
Here's Howard. Ball fake into the middle for Vermelt. Kevin has it go off his leg, so he'll regather it and reset.
Setting up the offense.
Riley Green now, looking for a ball screen. He tries to feed inside quickly to Elliconi, and it was a good defensive play there by Ridge and Peichel. So now the Red Devils will play offense. 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. 3-0 Cougars. Ridge so far has kind of fallen into the Montgomery trap in terms of, and then we're going to get another steal. Howard reaches in and pokes it away. Kyle coming the other way. Extra pass to Rohan, and a two-handed jam. The 6'7" center headed to Johns Hopkins next year. Leaves no doubt, and it's 5-0. Timeout, Ridge.
So,
we'll take the timeout with them at 4:41 to go here in quarter number 1. A hot start for the Cougs. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Chuck Prescott at Reuben Ehrlich and Buckley PC provides a wide range of legal services to clients from across the United States, ranging from large national financial institutions in complex multi-state financial transactions, to regional claims counsel for a national title insurance company, to local real estate developers in the acquisition and development of commercial property, to individuals buying and selling a home. All of this results in the availability of their firm to satisfy your legal needs. Contact them at lawreb.com, that's LAWREB.com, or by phone at 609-637-9500. At Montgomery Orthodontics, we're committed to provide
Welcome back here to the Mire. Keith Glock and Tim Bartholomew with you. Ridge will play offense here as we come out of the timeout with 4:33 to go in the first quarter. And Ridge just kind of needed to reset some things, and that's kind of why that ended up happening that way. So here is Zima working on Eliconi. He throws far side. Herrera mishandles for a moment, but they'll regather. Still looking to get on the scoreboard are the Red Devils. Herrera. A little bounce pass inside, and that's a nice job there by Mike Zima, and Ridge is on the scoreboard. It's 5-2.
You know, they took their time that series down the court, good ball movement, and were able to capitalize.
That's the kind of possession that Ridge wants there. Here's Eliconi. Quickly, he'll drive, he'll lay it up, and they're going to call an offensive foul. That's a good call.
I like the aggressiveness still, though. You know, you got to keep driving.
$3:49 to go here in the first quarter.
Looks like they put Cameron Thompson in the game. Oh, no, sorry. They did not.
Easton Smith is checked in for Ridge. Smith with the ball between his legs a couple of times on Riley Green. Driving, left-handed layup is no good. And Vermelt has the rebound. Here comes Kevin looking to run. Up ahead for Howard and just a little too tall for the Gettysburg-bound senior. Gettysburg to Gettysburg connection there. Kevin, of course, going there to play basketball and Kyle to play lacrosse. $3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Zima on the post and lays it up and in over Prakish. That's a nice job by Mike Zima. So he's got both of the Ridge buckets here. Ben Hubach checked in during the intermission.
Looks like Rubio's getting ready to check in.
All the way across for Riley Green. Riley now to Vermelt. Kevin on the block. An up and under move is no good. Rohan trying to keep it alive, and it's still on the floor, and now controlled by Smith. Hubach doing a good job to pester Smith defensively. It's a one-point game here in the first quarter, 5-4 Montgomery, as Ridge has gotten some of the momentum back. Smith nearly on the baseline, but managed to stay away, as Zima has a floater go off the front of the rim, and Vermelt will again grab the rebound. Boy, he does a lot there in terms of working the boards, this Vermelt.
He goes up strong, grabs the board, and he's a lot of hustle in that court.
Hubach and Howard play catch now. And now Riley Green will slow it down at the end. This is more of the game that Ridge wants Montgomery to play. Nearly a carry.
Slow-paced.
Yep.
Everyone.
And a steal, as the pass just wasn't tall enough for Prakish. And an offensive foul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hubach stepping in.
Kind of lowered his shoulder on that one and wasn't able to get away with it.
It's a misconception that you need to be standing still to draw a charge. You just need to occupy the space first. And you can see the Ridge coaching staff saying, hey, that didn't look like he had that spot. And the official saying, that's not what I thought. So Rubio does check in now, as Rohan will get a break.
See if he can start duplicating that performance from the other night.
Vermelt. And now to the corner. Here's a three from Riley. That is in and out, no good. And the rebound goes to Ridge and Jaden Hilton. Here's Easton Smith. He's got a pretty good handle. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe I'm just being faked out by the trickeration.
Yeah.
Here's the three quickly, and that's an air ball off the hands of Gavin Kreitz.
Good rebound by Riley.
Riley will sprint the other way from Elk. Kevin driving into the lane. Extra pass, Rabayo. Chris Rabayo will lay it up with the right hand. 7-4 Montgomery here. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Will Maripodi will check in for the Cougs. Easton Smith driving, kicking. Here's the three. That's off the side of the backboard. And it goes right back into the hands of Ridge and Herrera.
There's a deeper.
A straightaway three. That's no good. Vermelt tips it into the hands of Hubach with 35 seconds to go. No rush here. Riley Green on his right hand. Leaves it to the corner. Rabayo will try a three. No good. Howard had a good rebounding position, but the long rebound prevented him from making an impact on the play. Easton Smith wildly with the left hand. He throws it up and it goes down. 7-6. 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds now. No panic out of Riley now with 8. 7 seconds over midcourt 6. 5 seconds. 4. Looking for a ball screen. Gets it. Here's for Vermelt with 2 seconds. With 1, he throws up a floater with the left hand. That's no good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 8 minutes in the books here in Montgomery. A hot stop for the Cougs, but it's 7-6 Montgomery here as we head to the break. Stick with us. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
At Montgomery Orthodontics, we're committed to providing excellent orthodontic treatment and first-class service for our patients, their families, and our referring doctors. We're committed to being the community leader in quality orthodontic care. We treat children, adolescents, and adults, and we feel everyone deserves the benefits of a beautiful smile. Contact us at montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. That's montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611.
Princeton Orthopedic Associates have 5 locations in the greater Mercer County area and are fully equipped with digital x-ray technology, physical therapy, and MRI tech to fully diagnose and treat the entire spectrum of musculoskeletal disorders. With a total of 25 physicians spanning multiple specialties, they are one of the largest orthopedic groups in the state. Go to PrincetonOrthopedic.com or simply Google Princeton Orthopedics and get on the road to feeling well immediately.
In today's highly competitive business environment, it's no longer acceptable to leave outcomes to chance or make.
We'll get back to our regularly scheduled commercials after this. We wouldn't have enough time to come out of that.
Gotcha.
All good. Start of the second quarter here in Montgomery. 7-6 Cougs, and Ridge will begin with it as they move left to right on the mire. Eliconi, Rabayo, Hubach, Maripodi, and Green. Here's Zima on the post. Good job by Rabayo, and the rebound goes to Eliconi. All the way cross court for Hubach. He's a sniper. And they throw over the top, and Riley just a little too tall for him. That's what Ridge would want, I would think, Tim, is to make Montgomery throw all the way across.
Yeah, and it's a difficult pass to make, especially when one guy's 6'7", the other guy's 5'10", you know?
We talk about it in lacrosse. It's either a lob or a laser when you're doing it right. That time it was the lob, and it was a little too
tall.
Yep. So Ridge will play offense here. Minute into quarter number 2. Gavin Kreitz. And now all the way to the far side, a ball fake. And they find Zima in the middle, and his layup is no good. A good job to tip the ball into the hands of Maripodi by Hubach, and the Cougs will play some offense.
You know, they're really trying to work the ball to Zima, it looks like, to get him inside, get him those easy layups.
This is about the most amount of subs that you'll see in the game at any time. Here's Riley for 3. That's no good. Zima has the rebound. Well, you heard Coach Grundy talk about it in the pregame. What happens as they go to Zima? And a block by Rabayo from behind. Here comes Eliconi. Joe crossing over into the lane, and an offensive foul. That's a good job by Ridge.
They were able to get back impressively on that one.
Second foul on Eliconi, unfortunately. But it's an aggressive foul. You heard Coach Grundy talk about that in the pregame as well.
Yeah, he was trying to make something happen.
Still 7-6, 3 team fouls apiece. Cam Lloyd, and now near side for DeMarco. And they're going to get Riley on a foul. So that'll be the first on Riley Green, 4th team foul. Some trouble getting it in, and Ridge will race all the way into the backcourt, and John Peichel will corral it. This is Peichel. Now they go to the post. Zima. Double teams. Throws up a baby hook. That's no good. And the shortest guy on the court, Will Maripodi, has the rebound.
And Zima's been playing really strong in the underneath. He just hasn't had a lot of luck with the layups. Been running in and out.
Riley again from 3. No good. That's 3 in a row. Missing from beyond the arc for him.
He's got to keep with it. One of them's going to fall, and then more and more are going to happen.
Yeah, that's the generally the key. Here's a jumper with Rohan in his face is no good, but they're going to get a foul underneath. They're going to get Vermelt. Howard is back in, and Maripodi will get a rest. Nearly a walk inside, but no call, and Ridge will settle into some offense with Herrera and Peichel. DeMarco. I had a kid named Mike DeMarco a couple of years back, one of the DeMarco clan, hockey player. Not the same guy.
Yeah,
Rabayo again with a block, skying.
Block.
Riley now will run the other direction. Howard, Rohan. And Rohan tries to feed into the middle. Ridge tries to save it and it ends up hitting Rabayo in the midsection. But he's all right. 5:02 to go. A lob to Rohan right off the inbound, and they're going to pick up a foul there and send him to the line.
Yeah, and I think that we got to keep going back to the inside. We had some success with it early on in the game, and then we started taking some more outside shots, but hopefully they can get it all together and be able to do both.
Got to just keep shooting. A team that shoots this well can't hold them down forever. And Rohan touches every part of the rim and knocks it down. Jaden Hilton back in for Ridge as Cam Lloyd takes the seat. Second one from Rohan. Can't find the shooter's roll that time. So it's still a 2-point game. Hilton inside. Zima. And they are going to say a foul on Rabayo. Ridge just executing offensively pretty crisply here in the first half. But they have all of 6 points to show for it in a quarter and a half.
Yeah, I mean, they're controlling the ball. It's just a lot of the layups and the jump shots aren't falling their way, which is fortunate for Montgomery.
Yeah. Here's a little trap, and a floater again with a block from Prakish. And Rabayo will lead the break coming the other way. That's also tough.
Yeah.
You got a 6'7" or a 6'8" guy leading the break. Vermelt on the post, back out for Howard. All the way to the far side for Rohan. He'll hoist a 3. Oof. No good. And it's on the ground, picked up by Ridge. Missed threes have led to a lot of long rebounds, which has kind of taken the length of Prakish and Rabayo out of play.
Playing some solid defense here, though.
Zima, and he'll go right past Rabayo and lay it in. You almost get the feeling maybe you want a timeout here if you're Montgomery, as Ridge will show a little bit of a half-court pressure here. Let's see what they do. Montgomery breaks it easily. Instead, they find inside for Rabayo, and he misses a layup as Jaden Hilton was there to alter that shot. We are tied at 8 here in the second quarter, if you can believe that. This is a Matt Pogue specialty with all the defense.
Yeah. A little surprising after the showing at Hillsborough.
Very. 21 points in the first quarter at Hillsborough. Just 8 here.
In a quarter and a half.
Yeah. Here's a give and go. Hilton, and he will lay it in. Pass practice, and Ridge has its first lead of the game, 10-8. These are some things that sometimes you just got to let the guys sort it out. You know, do what we do, and things will happen. Here's a 3 from Riley. Yes.
Absolutely.
Just like that, Montgomery's got the lead back.
You know, Coach Grundy's been coaching long enough that he has a formula, a game plan that he knows is going to work, and you know, having some ups and downs, it's not going to change that.
11-10, Cougars here. Quick double team from Montgomery. Ridge breaks it. They throw to the corner now. Easton Smith gets Howard in the air, driving, floater over Prakash, no good. Zima's got the rebound.
Good rebound.
And then a right-handed floater for Mike Zima is good.
Starting to get in a lot of those to fall now.
Vermelt's going to hurry. Driving, kicking, Riley again for 3, same spot. No good, and the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Howard.
Good hustle by Howard, though, to try to get that rebound.
Well, there's a philosophy that they have that I think will carry them through all this. It's just rise and fire, rise and fire.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you get discouraged and change what you want to do because you haven't had success from the outside. I think you rise and fire.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are talented enough that once they get going, it's going to happen. You know, they're going to start really clicking and making those threes.
I agree. Herrera on his left hand. Now for Stephen Portis. This is DeMarco. A little in and out dribble, stutter step, kicking, back outside, a 3. No good.
That was from deep.
Vermelt's got the rebound. Kevin running the baseline. Kicking. Here's Howard for 3 from the corner. No good. And a rebound to Ridge. They want to push. DeMarco. And an offensive foul that way. Boy, a lot of guts, both teams, Tim, to step in the lane when the freight train's coming through.
They've been standing their ground, and it's been paying off for both teams.
And that's a good bit of officiating there to kind of even things up in terms of the charges. Riley driving, kicking, Rohan tries to feed in the middle and just a little too aggressive there as Herrera comes up with a steal and he'll lay it in. No need to force there. Yeah. 14-11 Ridge, 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Howard. And now for Melt. Kevin driving, leaves it for Kyle. He gets into the lane and he's going to be fouled. That's going to go against Stephen Portis. Howard will inbound. Does so to Rubio. And now for Melt, dishing inside for Riley and a wide open layup.
It's a great cut to the basket for Riley.
Got to keep cutting as we're under a minute to go here. 1 point game. Ridge 14, Montgomery 13. Ridge imploring the offense to slow down. He really wants them to run what he wants them to run here. 28 seconds to go. Here comes the double.
You think he's looking for the last shot?
Yeah, I do. See if Montgomery can force a turnover in this spot, and they nearly do. That's the pass that they want the other team to make there. 11 seconds, now 10. This is Smith, Easton Smith, and he's blocked by Rubio, and it's out of bounds. 5.6 seconds to go. Mike Zima will check back in.
Montgomery's doing a great job when they've been driving to the lane and getting those blocks. You know, that's got to be like their third or fourth one of the half. Their defense has been playing well despite the 14-13 score.
They get it in with 5.6, and a layup up and in is good. And let's see if they can get a shot here. Kyle Howard with 2 seconds with one, a three-quarter court heave, no good. And that'll take us to the half. 16 minutes in the books here in Montgomery, and Ridge leads it 16-13. We'll come back with some statistics and analysis right after this. You're caught in the mire. This is the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton, offers a wide array of authentic Japanese dishes. Try our food and service today. Come in for a Japanese lunch special or during evenings for a delicious Japanese dinner. You can also online order your favorite Japanese food for takeout or catering. Our goal at Midori Japanese Restaurant is to provide an unforgettable dining experience for all our patrons. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton. Call them at 609-454-3998. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton, offers a wide array of authentic Japanese dishes. Try our food and service today. Come in for a Japanese lunch special or during evenings for a delicious Japanese dinner. You can also online order your favorite Japanese food for takeout or catering. Our goal at Midori Japanese Restaurant is to provide an unforgettable dining experience for all our patrons. Midori Sushi, located at 1225 Route 206 in Princeton. Call them at 609-454-3998.
Welcome back here to the Mire. Keith Glock and Tim Bartholomew with you on the air. Matt Pogue manning the cameras behind the scenes. We now have a scoreboard camera set up for you. We were a little disheveled there in the first half, but made some adjustments, and you'll be able to see what the actual score is from time to time now. I know that's, kind of important every once in a while. So anyway, Timmy, if you said to me, here's what's going to happen in the first half, 16-13 wasn't really something I had on the menu.
Maybe the first quarter.
Yeah,
16-13.
right? What do you take away from the first 16 minutes?
I feel like Ridge has been doing a great job kind of controlling the pace of the game. They've been trying to get the ball inside to Zima, and toward the second quarter, he ended up started making a lot of those layups and having some success there.
The point that you just made about controlling the pace of the game, I think, is huge, because Montgomery wants to dictate the pace. They want to get out and run if they can, and it almost feels like a couple of those offensive fouls that they were called for early in the game kind of gave them a little like, all right, well, maybe let's slow up a little bit. There was a little foul trouble. Seemed like kind of a perfect storm. One thing we know about this coaching staff is they're very good at the half and making adjustments and coming back and seeing what's happening out there. So what do you suspect will happen as we start here in the third quarter?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's more run and gun type offense, getting down the court faster, a little quicker, taking some quicker shots. They've been doing a great job on defense. So I suspect more of the same there.
Yeah, I would love to see Rohan get going a little bit.
Offensively.
Yeah. So, defensively, Rohan and Rabayo have been what they, to give up 16 points and a half, you would sign up for that every day of the week and twice on
Absolutely.
Sunday, right? But from an offensive perspective,
they haven't been terribly involved yet, and I would assume that Coach Grundy and his staff has addressed that at half. You want to get your bigger guys the ball sometimes, or a lot of times.
Right. There's different ways that you don't score. I'm a believer in this through the years. Are you just constantly turning it over? Are you not getting good shots? The answer to those questions is no. Did they turn the ball over? Sure. No more than Ridge turned it over, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's just shots weren't falling. So keep executing. Keep shooting. The ball will start dropping. And then you won't score 13 points and a half.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. But
it was a rough start in terms of even like foul shots for both teams. Ridge started 0-3. We missed our first one. Went 1 for 2. I think we went 1 for 2 for the next round. So, those are points that should be easy scores.
Got to get Riley going from the outside. I think that has been one of the guys that Ridge has been like, okay, well, he's just been open based on how Ridge is playing defense. But he knocks down, one of those other three-pointers that you'll give Riley a wide open three and say, is that the shot we want on any given possession? And 100% of the time you're going to say yes, right? So I don't care that he hasn't made but one this half. I just don't care.
Yeah, you let your players play. That's one of his strengths, and that's one of the things that he's going to do well for the team. You got to let him take those shots, and even when they're not falling, because when they do fall, it's gonna reward the team.
It's not like we haven't decided whether or not Riley's a good three-point shooter.
Yeah.
We know he's the sniper. Go ahead. Hoist it up.
He's also a clutch player. I feel like when the pressure's on, he can really come through. I remember watching a lot of games last year where, some pivotal points in the game, he was able to hit a three-pointer to get the team back in it or put the team ahead. So I feel as we get closer to the fourth quarter and that more of that pressure comes on, he's really one of those players that steps up and responds.
I agree. Well, here we go for basketball. The third quarter about to get started here in the Mire. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue with you. Montgomery will begin with it. They'll go left to right on the Mire. And they'll start with Riley Green. Normal starting five for Montgomery at this point. Riley driving into the lane. A right-handed floater is up and good off the glass.
There you go.
So a better start.
That's going to build some confidence for this second half.
16-15.
Now we got to get a stop right here and get the ball back, score, and I feel like the momentum will have shifted.
Good ball movement by Ridge. Zima has it knocked out of his hands, but Ridge regathers it. And now knocked away and stolen by Rohan.
There we go.
Right out of the hands of Cam Lloyd, and here comes Riley. Riley Green. Bounce pass from Melt from the corner. No good, in and out.
Nice open shot, though.
Could have really used that one. And another layup. It's altered by Prakish, but an offensive rebound, and another missed layup from Melt there for the box out. That's what big men do for you, Tim.
We were fortunate on that to get the rebound, but now hopefully we can get this score here.
Rohan Prakash and Kyle Howard now at the M. And now into the middle for Kevin. Dribbles himself out a bit of danger. And now back into the middle for Melt. Has it knocked out of his hands, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Ridge. Gearing up for the holiday break here in Montgomery. We have one more game between Tim, Matt, and I on Saturday. Pre-game will begin about 12:30 as a turnover for Ridge. Just an unforced error there as DeMarco threw it out of bounds. And then the youngsters are back. Mo Hassinen, Isaac Rue, and Darren Wallace will bring the Cougar Holiday Classic to you. I will be otherwise indisposed with some family obligations.
Getting some family time in.
And you say they're obligations. Around this time of the year, they're never obligations. Spending some time with family is always an amazing thing.
I mean, I guess it depends on your family.
Well, I got a great one, so it works out.
Mine's pretty good, too.
And we're going to get a whistle. And Riley's shoes untied, so they said, lace them on up, buddy. 6:07 to go in quarter number 3 here in Montgomery. It's the home opener in 2018-2019. And Ridge has a 16-15 lead. Buckets were at a premium for both teams in the first half. And Montgomery looking to get things going in the early going. You can see Melt pressing with tempo early here. Howard, a little forearm, no call. From Elton Riley. This 2-3 zone of Ridges is doing a nice job.
Yeah, they're really putting pressure on Riley.
From Melt. And now Green. Riley into the middle. And a travel. I don't know why. That was just a jump stop. A jump stop and then a pivot foot. I don't.
Yeah, it didn't look to be a travel to me, but.
And now you don't have to take my word for it. With the brand new streaming video here on the Mire, you can judge for yourself whether I'm a bonehead.
Excellent plug. Stepping up your game in the visual audio department.
Although I don't know if it's like, if you could so much plug it, because people are already watching it.
True, true.
It's not like I need you to go anywhere else. Like stay right where you are, Mire people. Stay right where you are.
How about excellent brag then?
That's much better. Here's a pass to the corner, and a jumper is well off the mark. Rebound by Prakish.
Throws it right up court, pushing the pace.
Fortuitous bounce right into the hands of Howard. He gets it back outside for Riley, and I think that's who Howard wanted to go to.
Cross court.
Near side for Melt. And Green. Riley driving, dishing for Prakish, and he's going to be fouled.
You know, but like you said at half, we got to get Prakish involved, especially underneath the hoop, and that's what they were trying to do.
I don't like, though, and it was an issue for Hillsborough the other day, just dribbling yourself into nothing and having to make that, almost saving yourself from going out of bounds when the other team plays it well.
Kind of that circus pass.
Yeah.
Got to get some of these free throws to fall. You know.
Rohan has struggled a bit from the line here tonight. 2 dribbles in the second free throw is good from Prakash. Montgomery's got the lead back, 17-16. And nearly a trap and a double team. Ridge will work it around the outside. Did I mess that up?
I was looking at the scoreboard. It appears so.
18-16 now for Ridge. I guess Coach Millich beat me to the punch there and putting that free throw on the board.
He just had a good feeling about
it. I suppose. 4:30 to go. 18-16 Ridge here. Riley. Bad spacing by the Cougs as Eliconi and Rohan end up at the same place. From Eltz. Kicks it back outside. Riley wanted a 3 there. Instead has it knocked out of his hands, but he regathers. Rohan in the middle for Kevin. A left-handed layup between 2 guys is good. That is silky smooth from Kevin, and it is 20-18. Or no, 18-18, I'm sorry.
It always impresses me with these kids with their left hand, man.
Here's a lob inside for Hilton. Kicks back outside. Peichel, yes. John Peichel knocks down his first 3 of the game, 21-18. From Elt all the way over the top. Now he'll drive and kick. Howard's going to hoist a 3. Yo, in and out,
so
rolling off the rim. And the rebound will go to Ridge and Peichel. John Peichel, son of Rutgers basketball coach Steve Peichel. And we're going to get a foul on Joe Eliconi. Oh, no, check that. They're going to call it on Peichel.
Oh. That was good defense right there. You know, we're able to get back, put some pressure on the ball handler.
Eliconi up top for Riley. You keep hearing the Ridge coaching staff yell, shooter, shooter, shooter. It's almost as though when everybody in the gym has the ball, you could yell shooter on this team. And the ball is deflected out of bounds by Zima. Vermelt walking out there to the mid-court line is about as winded as you might ever see him look because he just doesn't really get tired.
Kyle Howard comes off the court.
Montgomery matching the height from Peichel and Hilton with Rubio and Prakash. And we're going to get a foul on the interior.
2:53 left.
They're going to call it on Herrera. Second team foul on, or to check that, the third team foul on Ridge. Ridge leads at 21-18 here, 2:53 to go in the third quarter. Riley quickly off the inbound for 3. That's no good. Eliconi's got the rebound, though. Joe spinning in the lane, and he loses the handle on the way up, but corrals his own rebound. Come near side for Riley. Riley thought about again hoisting from 3, but couldn't get it in time. A good close out there by Ridge. So now they work it around the outside. Rubio just didn't step to the basketball there, and that's why he had it knocked away.
Ridge pushing the pace.
And a nice acrobatic layup is up and good from Mike DeMarco. So it's a 5-point lead for Ridge now. This is as big as the lead has been all night. From near side, Eliconi now and Prakash into the middle. Rubio, backdoor, Prakash, and a two-handed jam. Timeout coming from Coach Grundy. It's a full timeout. Montgomery has pulled to within 3 here at 23-20, so we'll take the timeout with them. You're caught in the mire. This is the Montgomery Internet Radio Screen.
In today's highly competitive business environment, it's no longer acceptable to leave outcomes to chance or make gut decisions. Business strategy and investment decisions must be made in the most detailed and rigorous analysis available. This is what Resonant Analytics provides. Deep, sophisticated analysis of your business opportunities from the data up. We specialize in developing key business and marketing strategies based on your objectives and a detailed analysis of your underlying data. We mine deeper into your business, product, and consumer data to unearth insights that form the basis of your business and marketing strategy. The Resonant Analytics approach takes the guesswork out of the process and gets your organization from data to decision.
Tim Bartholomew just a little quick on the trigger there. We really don't want to know where to find people on this.
Yeah, well, my apologies.
Lose the contact information.
I figured they knew. They knew.
I love it. We're still getting life sorted out over here on the Mire, folks.
Come on, a quality business like that, everybody knows where they can find them. They also have access to the internet.
On the interwebs.
Yeah.
That's where you find them. 23-20, Ridge leads Montgomery, 2:07 to go here in the third quarter. Elicone will pick up full court on DeMarco. You hear the Cougar Den getting up in the background. They go all the way across court. And now Peichel. In for Hilton. And a travel.
You know, I feel like Ridge has been pushing the pace a little bit this second half, a little bit more so than in the first.
Yeah. I agree with you. They've also allowed, to our point at halftime, they've allowed Montgomery to dictate the pace. That was something Coach Grundy talked about right there in the pregame interview, was they deny the pass to the wing about as good as any team around here does, and you saw it there. All it really takes is one more dribble and a ball fake, and then that pass is open. So from Melt, we'll get everybody situated. He wants Riley on the opposite side. Some confusion from Montgomery here. Elicone and Green figuring out life. They go into the middle. Rotate it backside. Elicone for three. Yes!
There it is.
Forget about the confusion. Elicone doesn't need it. He's got a three ball, and we're not at a 23. 1:05 to go here, third quarter. Oh, nearly a steal again from Joe. You can feel a little bit of momentum changing here. Peichel crossing over, a little Euro step. Back outside. Rabayo gets up in the air from Melt with a great cloak. Good effort defensively there by Montgomery. And you hear the crowd. Sorry, Timmy.
No, I was going to say, made him reset the ball. Came back out to the top of the key.
Oh, double dribble.
Oh, double dribble.
No double dribble called. And a three is short off the mark, but Ridge tracks it down, and a foul line jumper is good from Gavin Kreitz. That was a tough go of it there. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 25-23 Ridge. 22 seconds to go. Riley passed on a three-pointer. Driving. A floater with the right hand. No good. And still on the ground. Now picked up by Ridge with 14. Feith wants him to slow down. DeMarco. Far side for Peichel now. Under 10 with 7. Now 5. Oh, Melt almost went for the steal. DeMarco with 3, with 2. A running three-pointer at the buzzer. No good. And that'll do it for the third quarter of play here in Montgomery. This has been a good one so far, and the final 8 minutes are coming up right after this. Don't move a muscle. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Want to turn yourself into a dominant basketball player? Then look no further than Montgomery head coach Chris Grundy and the Grundy Hoops Academy. Every 1 hour session will improve confidence, communication, and develop winning basketball players. Contact Coach Grundy at grundyk2@gmail.com. That's GRUNDYK, the number 2 at gmail.com, and schedule your lesson today. Pequod Communications are a professional provider of business solutions who specialize in facilitating corporate communications. They possess the necessary palette of skills, services, and technology to do so dynamically and with tangible, measurable results. That is to say, efficiency, cost savings, growth, and much more. Contact Pequod Communications at 609-951-0300, extension 125. Since 1992, Roundview Capital's goal is to be your family CFO and to provide you with the peace of mind that comes from knowing that all your financial affairs are well attended. To this end, we approach all relationships with a comprehensive and integrated framework to provide clarity and insight into the myriad and complex questions involved in managing your wealth. Contact us at 609-688-9500.
Chuck Prescott at Reuben Ehrlich and Buckley PC.
Sorry, Chuck, we're coming back. That was my fault. I had to do some little maintenance on the backside there. Welcome back here to the Meijer. Keith Clark, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue with you. Boys basketball, it's the home opener against Ridge. We're getting ready for the start of quarter number 4. Ridge 25 and Montgomery 23. It was an insanely low-scoring first half, 16-13 at the half. Picked up a little bit, but not much, based on what Montgomery is used to.
And this game is everything as advertised. Really close rivalry game. Both teams really going at it.
25-23 would have been something we could have expected out of the first quarter, as we're going to get an out-of-bounds call there, as the official said. Gavin Kreitz is standing on the sideline. I think it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I think he threw it out of bounds across the court, but what do I know?
Yeah. Ridge coach still can't believe he's shaking his head.
It's the magic of Coach Grundy, who was in the official's ear before that. Fromelt all the way across to Riley. He'll go to the baseline. Picks it up, throws back up top for Fromelt. Nearly a foul, no call. And instead, Eliconi on his left hand. Riley. And now Joe. He'll hoist from 3. No good. And Rabayo tracks down the rebound. Chris. He is going to have his shot blocked inside by Hilton. That's what Hilton will bring to this game with both Prakish and Rabayo in the game. Here's an open 3 from DeMarco from the outside, and he knocks it down. It's 28-23. That right there, Tim, is the difference. Ridge has made some shots. Montgomery has not.
Yeah, we're going to have to get it going here in this fourth quarter to put a showing on.
Eliconi. And now with Kevin for Riley. They're really closing out quickly on Riley. Fromelt will drive to the baseline. A lefty layup, nifty for Kevin Fromelt. And you can see the Cougars' best player starting to take over a little bit here in the second half.
You know, they're doing a good job keeping themselves in it.
Nearly a steal. A great job on the far side by Peichel to not let it go back court. And Hilton, of course, knocks down a baseline jumper.
Each team responding to each other.
5-point lead for Ridge, 30-25. From Melt, driving, leaves it off for Riley. Green, driving, kicking from Melt. He's going to try a 3, and an out. A great job by Peichel to box out on Rabayo on the backside there. Quickly inside, Hilton, back outside now. Dribble drive for Peichel. Ridge looking a little chaotic. Peichel for Hilton, now back outside, a contested three-pointer, and it's good.
They're firing on all cylinders now.
Kreitz has it given Ridge an 8-point lead. A lot of time left here, 5:43 to go in the ball game. 33-25 as Fromelt blows by, now back outside, Eliconi for 3. Yes.
There it is.
Joe doing his best to get Montgomery back in this ball game. The lead is down to 5 now, 33-28.
Just have to keep their composure.
So sneaky good is Eliconi. Quickly inside, Zima has his layup, no good. Prakish has the rebound, and he's going to be fouled by Zima. And Zima has a word for the official. And if I had anything to say to Mike Zima, I would say you should probably stop that, because the officials don't like that.
No, especially in a game like this one, it's so close, like a technical foul could really make a difference.
Second foul of the game on Zima. Peichel goes to the bench. Howard, cross court. Prakish and Eliconi. Near side, Riley. Passed on a three-pointer. Now Riley will go to the baseline. Throws it wildly up top. Here's another 3. That is no good. And can Montgomery come down with the rebound? They cannot. Eliconi trying to get back on D, and it'll end up in a Zima missed layup. An offensive rebound for Ridge, and now a rebound for Prakish. Rohan's going to try to get out and run the break. Riley staves off a steal into the lane. He has it knocked away, and now it's stolen. Here comes Ridge the other direction. DeMarco into the lane, driving and kicking. And an offensive foul. They call it an offensive foul or defense? Couldn't tell. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
A lot of trees between me and it. Good job there by Montgomery. That's one of the team's specialties. Peichel's rest was not very long. As expected, he is a very intelligent player. Third foul on DeMarco. It's from Melt with purpose. They try to lob inside. Howard just forced it for no good reason whatsoever there. I think he was expecting something different out of practice that he didn't get. And the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds off of Montgomery. 4:12 to play here in the game. Ridge 33, Montgomery 28.
Practice is doing a great job underneath getting those offensive boards.
There you go.
There we go.
Always like when people can hear you.
Yeah, well.
Ridge will throw it all the way up top. Boy, when Rohan steps out to the top of that zone, it is tough to throw cross court, boy. Smith goes to the corner, and a three is no good, and Peichel will track down the rebound. Into the lane, a running layup, no good. Another offensive rebound. Brackish with a good job contesting Zima, but you give anybody 3 opportunities, and the likelihood is they're going to can one. 35-28. Cougs need a bucket here.
You got to think Ridge is going to be looking to slow the pace down in just a little bit.
Exactly. Howard has it knocked away for a moment, but instead to Riley. Far side Eliconi, and now Brackish. Rohan. Near side for Riley. Inside for Melt. The right-handed layup good. Good job there sharing the basketball. 3:13 to go. We'll take a break. Montgomery's back within 5, 35-30. Stick with us. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Chuck Prescott at Rubin, Ehrlich & Buckley PC provides a wide range of legal services to clients from across the United States, ranging from large national financial institutions in complex multi-state financial transactions, to regional claims counsel for a national title insurance company, to local real estate developers in the acquisition and development of commercial property, to individuals buying and selling a home. All of this results in the availability of their firm to satisfy your legal needs. Contact them at lawreb.com, that's LAWREB.com, or by phone at 609-637-9500. At Montgomery Orthodontics, we're committed to providing excellent orthodontic treatment and first-class service for our patients, their families, and our referring doctors. We're committed to being the community leader in quality orthodontic care. We treat children, adolescents, and adults, and we feel everyone deserves the benefits of a beautiful smile. Contact us at montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611. That's montgomeryortho.com or by phone at 609-688-1611.
Welcome back here to the Mire. That almost sounded professional, Tim.
Yeah, did a much better job that time. It only took 4 quarters.
Love it. Listen, you're doing fine. Pressure defense from Montgomery out of the timeout. Zima on the block. A spin over for Melton. That's good.
Zima's really having a solid game. And he's making these layups. That's making the difference.
And a steal. Vermelt gives it up. Here they come racing the other way, and a layup is up and good from Herrera, and the lead is 9, 39-30. Here's Joe from the corner. That's no good. Long rebound will be tracked down by Montgomery and Howard. Kyle, he throws up a floater. That's no good. Here comes Ridge the other direction.
Now they're just slowing the pace.
And can they get a steal? Rohan tries to hurdle a guy. And instead they're going to get a timeout for Ridge. 30-second timeout. We'll keep you here. 2:12 to go here in the ball game. 39-30. Ridge, Tim, just been a bit more consistent down the stretch here, making shots. And Montgomery's just been cold the entire game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, they've taken a lot of good looks, a lot of open shots, and a lot of them just haven't fallen. And Ridge has been taking some solid layups. Zima's having a great game. He's inside. He's working the boards, and he's getting a lot of second opportunities at scoring points.
You saw Montgomery go back to Rabayo there as Chris was getting set to check in before the timeout from Ridge, because if Montgomery's going to play this pressure defense, oftentimes that's going to leave Zima back there without Prakish, because Rohan plays the top of that pressure system. So needed to infiltrate a little bit more height to be able to deal with Zima on the back end. I think that's a smart move there. 2:12 to play here in the ball game. Ridge 39, Montgomery 30. Crazier things have happened.
Just takes a couple shots to fall for things to start going our way.
Here's the trap. They step out of it, and if Vermelt just kind of kept going, he might have had the steal.
Still working at it.
Herrera and now DeMarco. Easton Smith. And now the problem for Montgomery here is, and this isn't normally a problem, but it's a problem now.
Time.
Not only time, but look up on the scoreboard as we get a turnover, so that's what you wanted with 140.
Oh, foul.
No team fouls. Montgomery has not committed a foul here in the second half, so it's going to take a while to get to 7 if you want to put them on the line and try to get the ball back. Vermelt. Now Riley. Riley driving into the lane with the right hand. A scoop shot, open good. So it's 39-32. Got to be able to turn them over here. Got to be able to turn them over here. And they do.
They do. Nice work.
Still a ways to go here. 1:20 to go in the ball game. 39-32. Peichel back in the game. Easton Smith will come out. Vermelt and Green. Riley driving. Jump stop at the foul line. Back for Prakish. Riley's going to hoist from way downtown. Yes! 39-35. Timeout, Coach Grundy. Here we go. Boy, does Riley Green have a knack for doing that.
Yeah, it's as we were talking about at halftime. You know, when the pressure's on, he can hit. And that was deep.
That is, it's almost like you feel like that's where he's comfortable from way back there. It's kind of crazy. But I love the guy.
Yeah, no, you know, he looks for space. You know, a lot of times he has some open shots closer to the line, but the defense was closing pretty quick. And he wants that space, and if he has that space, he's confident. He's going to make that shot despite if it's 2 feet behind the line or 4 feet behind the line. So, you know, I look to him to get some more of those in this last minute and 8 seconds.
68 ticks to go here on the clock. It is still a 2-possession game, 39-35. This is where, if you wanted to play revisionist history, you look back at some of those free throws and you go, hey, we really could use 2 of those.
It would put us in a much better spot.
Full court pressure.
I feel like they'll be a little bit more.
They're getting the timeout set, sorry. They're just making sure everybody knew how many timeouts everybody had. I apologize.
No worries. Put a little bit more aggressive defense right here, not be afraid to get that foul.
Full court pressure. They throw way over the top, and Ridge breaks the pressure, but here comes the trap still, and they're going to get a foul. And that's all right. 57.5 to go. Third on Elliconi, but it doesn't matter at this point. Here comes the trap. DeMarco dribbles out of it. Goes to the far side to Hilton. Back up top, Peichel. Vermelt running at the basketball, and he'll foul with 48 seconds to go. You have to take more risks here in terms of jumping in the passing lane.
Just have to be aggressive.
I mean, you obviously don't want to give up an easy layup, but, you know, if you don't score, it's not going to matter anyhow. Another foul, 44 ticks to go. So, I mean, like, it's almost like if you give up the easy layup because you were going for the steal and just miss it, you got to go, all right, well, great, but you need the ball.
This an opportunity right there. That was up there a little bit longer than maybe expected.
They get a foul on Rubio. Second foul on Rubio. Howard now will check back in. 39.6 to go. 39-35 Ridge. Montgomery trying to foul its way back into the game here. Peichel is nearly caught on the sideline, and Brian Feith calls the timeout to save that possession. 35.2 to go in the ball game. Ridge 39, Montgomery 35. Montgomery doing everything he can to throw a trap at Ridge and turn them over. Now, Timmy, if you get the turnover, you don't need a three.
No.
And there's no reason to force one. Get the ball, score the basketball, and then play defense off the inbound, because that is the most dangerous time for you as a defensive team.
And really, as how both teams have been shooting from the free throw line, you know, that's a risk you're willing to take if you can get them on the line. You know, you get that rebound, and then you're in it.
Cougar coaching staff giving some words of encouragement out there. And that was a full timeout from Feith, but Montgomery felt pretty settled with what it wanted to do and what the expectations were of their guys. Ridge being much more deliberate in the huddle.
You know, at this point, it's Ridge's game to lose, you know?
Yes.
So they got to take their time and make sure they do all the right things. And then Montgomery's got to try to hope for some breaks and be aggressive out there and get the steal, get the ball, get those 4 points.
Peichel will inbound it. 35.2 to go. They go into the backcourt with it. DeMarco. Eliconi tries to cut him off. They go back to the far side. Eliconi now chasing, and he commits the foul with 26.4. Fifth team foul on Montgomery. Still 2 to go before you put Ridge in the bonus. And they get a foul on Riley off the inbound. That was a good job by Herrera to use his body to box out, but that really probably was the pass that they wanted him to make. A good job by Eliconi to hedge into the backcourt there to prevent the pass to DeMarco. Next foul will result in free throws, which is where Montgomery wanted to get. Ball is knocked away for a second. They throw into the corner. Now they're going to end up getting an easy layup, and Herrera with 20 seconds to go. 6-point game. Now you could use the three. Howard will throw up a floater in the lane. No good. He's going to track down the rebound, but time is wasted here as the ball is still on the court with 7 and 6. And they're going to call a jump ball. Feith is way out on the court.
You know, back when Ridge's offensive possession, that last one, I was surprised they didn't call a foul.
I don't know what to tell you. Ridge has the possession arrow. Timeout for the Red Devils with 6.1. I don't really know why. Brian, it looks like maybe solely for the purpose of Brian Feith doing some damage control, of saying to the officials, like, my bad, I didn't mean to be out that far out on the court. Timmy, I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised with just the result. I mean, I'm not upset with the effort per se. I mean, this was what we said could happen from game to game. You go cold from the outside. You need to knock down 2 more of these of the 9 wide open ones that you had, and you're tied.
Yeah.
If you knock down 2 of the 9 that you had wide open, and you make 1 free throw, you're winning this game 42-41.
I mean, that's the curse of being a shooting team. You know, you're always relying on how well you're hidden from outside, and you know, today wasn't our day.
Ridge has to feel pretty good about this. This is something, boy, with the Skyland Conference. Man, there's just athletic talent up and down the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I see that in track and field. It's just the most competitive conference in in Jersey, if you ask me.
I agree. And that's going to do it. Ridge dribbles out the last 6.1. Ridge has defeated Montgomery here 41-35 in the home opener for the Cougs. Timmy, I don't know if there's a lot that we could say that hasn't been said just yet.
Yeah, well, you know, the one thing I know about Coach Grundy and his team, they're going to bounce back next week on Saturday, coming out, firing, ready to go, picking up the mistakes from the mistakes they made today.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes for Grundy coach teams. We'll see what adjustments they make. We'll get back in the locker room and see kind of what they have to say about things, and, you know, we'll take it from there. Timmy, not bad for our first effort.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Mr. Polk, a great job out of you again.
Excellent camera work.
The proceeding is a production of the Meyer. It's the sole property of the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission or account of this game without the express consent of the Meyer is strictly prohibited. Ridge has spoiled the home opener for the Cougs, 41-35 here in Montgomery. Our next broadcast will be Saturday, and pregame show will begin at 12:30. Tip-off against Hightstown coming at 1 o'clock. We have a little time to wish everybody a Merry Christmas before we get out of here, so I'll save that one for Saturday. Oh, sorry, Timmy, I didn't mean to turn you off there. I apologize. Still love you. For Matt Pogue and Tim Bartholomew, I'm Keith Block. Thanks for listening.